Hey, what's going on? Nick Unsworth with Life on Fire. I'm here with my main man, Calvin Wayman.
I'm so excited to be here.
Where there's a will.
Whoa, that was freaky.
Who was that? Well, thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
We just had a ghost pop in there.
Oh,
but
good, sorry.
where there's a will, there's a way, man.
That's right.
But this guy is a total lunatic, and what I mean by that is someone who is fearless with his actions. And what I love about him is that this is a story and a journey of someone who has just put his head down, grabbed sight of a vision, and he's just been running through walls after wall after wall, and bust out the other side and left his job. So
It's
Calvin,
not that it doesn't hurt. It's just you're still going through it, still getting a little bit of scars, but yeah.
So let's start with bring us back to the story. So before you and I met, let's bring me back to what you were doing before then.
So before then, I was still in my employee job.
Yep.
And really for years, I wanted to leave the job. You know, it was a great job. Some people would kill for it. Nothing wrong with that. But it just wasn't my own thing. Mm-hmm. And really it just came down to one day where I was like, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to wake up 10 years down the road and find myself in the exact same space with no freedom, with more responsibility because my family would probably be getting bigger. So it just came to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm just going to freaking quit. And so I quit my job, didn't even have the next thing planned yet. Mm-hmm. I just decided, well, I just know the next step is to not be an employee anymore. Yeah. So quit my job. And then from there, I was living in Utah at the time, and I ended up looking around, finding, it was really exciting to quit, but that lasted about 24 hours. Then, like, the fear and the anxiety and I gotta figure something out. And I ended up going to Southern California to do door-to-door sales. Like, that's a good...
Door knocking. Like, who's at the door? Get all pissed off. And then it's Calvin on the other side. Like, hey, I'm here to sell you something.
Yeah, so it's probably not some people were wondering why I was retrogressing or why did I go back from a job to that. But the reason is I had mentors that have told me before that if you can do door-to-door, you could do pretty much anything. And so while I was searching for the passion or whatever it was I was going to do, I at least wanted to be sharpening my skills. So that whatever I jumped in, I could just go in at full force like you were talking about.
And what were you selling?
Solar.
Okay, solar. Yeah. So you knock on the door, and how's it go? How do you open that
up?
Oh
my gosh. So because it's Southern California.
So like they just get out of the shower, they're angry. Who's at the door?
I figured that since it was solar, and it was Southern California, that it would have been super easy. Exact opposite. Solar is probably the hardest thing you can sell in California right now because they've had like 15 other people that have come and knock on their door.
And so they're just pissed off.
Oh, if they hear the word solar, they want to just punch you in the face. So it was a ton of fun. So what it really did is it showed I had to learn to really connect with people early on because if I didn't, it was just game over.
Or I wish we had a GoPro strapped to your chest, like knocking on the door.
It would be fun.
So, all right, so that is a hard knocks experience. I love that you decided to level up and just create a skill and went out and started door knocking. But now let's talk about how we met and then what happened since then.
Well, how you and I connected, I was down here in Southern California, and I was like, you know what? I got to figure out what the heck I'm going to do because he
knocked on my door and I was like, this guy, he's a stud.
I was like, you gotta work with me. And so interestingly, I don't mean to hurt your feelings, bro.
Yeah.
But the reason I came to your event was because of two people.
Yeah.
Number one, I saw that you had interviewed Gary Vaynerchuk on YouTube, and I was like, I don't know who that guy Nick is, but if he can interview Gary Vaynerchuk, I might want to learn something from him. Secondly, I had just heard about this dude named John Lee Dumas. You might have heard of the guy. Yeah. And I was like, he's going to be at the event? Okay, I'm going to go to that event. So that's what got me there. And just in the first couple of hours of being there, I was like, I am ready. I want to work with this guy to help me level it up. And that's what happened.
Boom. So here's the thing. I think that once you came to the event, I feel like when we did a little strategy session that there was a switch that got flipped where I think a lot of people are searching and searching and searching for what they want to do, and there's so many ideas and options, and And all of a sudden, where I think a lot of things came together is when you got really clear on the type of lifestyle that you wanted to live.
Yeah.
And then it was like, well, how are you going to go out and get it? And then part of that plan was to have a tangible skill that you could do to replace the door knocking income, which is amazing that you created income door knocking, and to revolve around your passions and what you're good at. And so one thing that I saw in Calvin is that a couple of things. One is you're relentless. And so where does that quality and that gift serve you? And being relentless, I've seen you do that at events where this guy, he'll go to an event and he's got pictures with the speaker. He comes to our event, he's like hanging out with Damon John. like I don't know how he did it, but
Damon John's a cool guy. Who wouldn't want to hang out with
right?
the guy?
But like you've got an ability to throw yourself into situations, whether it's door knocking, whether it's meeting people like behind the scenes. Actually, didn't you almost get thrown out at an event I was with you at?
Yeah, well...
Suzanne Evans' event.
No, not that event. I was sponsoring that event. We were good there. No, there was another event. I don't know if I want to mention the event. Don't want to hurt
Oh, but you almost got thrown out.
But I just knocked on the backstage door. I wanted to talk to the guy, and security didn't like it. So that's the short story.
The quick short story. But like that to me that's a skill set. That's a gift that you have. And so it's like a rocket ship. Once we pointed that rocket ship towards a business that you could really excel at, and it was something tangible that you could monetize. I mean, for you to get into social media marketing, so many doors opened up and so many things changed, and then you're able to get rid of the door knocking income. So I'd love for you to share what that was like, grabbing onto that vision, and then what the choice point was like when you left the door knocking and you said, all right, I'm going to burn the boats and this is it.
Well, one thing I want to say, I think it's so important for new entrepreneurs, is you mentioned like getting clear, and I was craving that so much. Like I wanted clarity so bad. I was so upset over the people that would say, oh, I knew when I was 5 years old that this was my life mission.
Yeah.
And they were going after it. I'm like, I'm 27, I'm 28. How do I not know what that thing is? And the point I want to make is you're not always going to know right away what the clarity is, but this is what helped me find the clarity. You making me take action, even though it didn't feel good.
Totally.
And so by taking the action steps, by doing strategy calls with people, or going and knocking on somebody's door figuratively, and just taking the steps, that's where the clarity came in. That's what helped me come across Periscope. Was actually the first thing I came onto, as you remember, and then got my first email opt-ins with Periscope and stuff like that, and then it started to feel real. You know, and then going from that, was able to take the Periscope knowledge and get on like social or Entrepreneur Magazine, and then like Social Media Examiner, Huffington Post. And through taking these steps, I started to discover in myself that what I really love is like new cutting edge stuff that's fast paced and always changing. What is like that more than social media? Always changing, new platform come out. I mean, at this point, Instagram stories just came out.
You're all over it.
Little bit similar to, eerily similar to Snapchat. You know,
shocker.
And so that's what got me into it. And so and nobody knew who I was on social media even 8 months ago. And it's been the power of social media that has helped me get out there and become known with other people. So I love it.
I think what you said there to me is like the biggest nugget on this episode, which is you have to sometimes take action and have the faith in yourself that the action that you're taking is going to lead to this, mysterious purpose out there, but you don't really know. And
totally.
The thing is, I think for all of us, we have to get really clear in the vision of what we want, which is the lifestyle. So it's like once you nail that, then it's like as long as you take the action towards it, it can't be wrong. It's like you make a decision, then you make it right. And for you, it's like as you've just gone through those actions, you've got it now. You've got a business that you love. You're great at social media. This caters to your skills, and you're able to use that same relentless attitude to go out and help other people grow their social media. So what I want to do is two things. One is just congratulate you on getting your book out.
Thank you,
so
brother.
Fish Out of Water, which is so cool. Why don't you just give a little overview of Fish Out of Water?
Sure. So Fish Out of Water, it's what we all go through, I think, as entrepreneurs or anybody that's leveling up any part of their life. We hit this stage that isn't talked about enough, and that's where it feels weird, it feels awkward, you feel like a fish out of water, right? That's normal. It's because you're changing your element, something that you've never done before. The tragedy is most people, when they set a New Year's resolution, I was this way, they go after it and they're excited for the first week or two. They feel like a fish out of water. It doesn't feel good, so they end up reverting back to their little fishbowl of mediocrity. And so what this book is all about is, what do you do when you hit that stage where you feel like a fish out of water? To not revert back, but to break through and become what I call a shark.
That's so good. I love it, man. Well done on that. And again, that's just the relentless action, getting it done. And I would love for you to share just with what you're doing in social media. I know you've got a free gift that you're going to be offering everybody, which is a huge hookup. But so just talk about social media. What's the main problem that you solve for people? I think every good business solves a problem. So who is that, customer for you that you're solving the problem?
Two things. The first customer I help is somebody that's just barely getting started in social media and they have no idea what to do, what direction, and I can help with that direction. But the second and customer I help the most, it's deeper, is somebody that understands social media, has impact that they're making on the world, but it just takes so much time and dedication to do it right.
Yeah.
So I like working with change makers, people that are influencers making a difference in the world. And so what I can do for them is take a full-time job that they could be doing with social media and totally take it off their plate, keep them present, have a solid presence on social media, making impact, being in touch with their audience without them having to even do a single piece of content.
I don't know
themselves.
if there's anyone out there that is a little overwhelmed with social media or anything. Not there's so many platforms to do, but what I love about that is it's such a tangible business and service. I mean, you can build a whole agency, as Calvin is, a whole agency around just having done for you social media. So if you're someone that is an author, speaker, expert, coach, or anyone that fits that criteria, and you want to get social media off your plate so that you can focus on your gift and your talent, then this guy can help you out. And so the free gift, I think, which is really generous too. What's that look like?
Yes, I'm going to give people a free social media audit, just totally complimentary, so that I can give you tips that you can do to just really spice up your social media. So you can grab that at socialmediamakeover.org. Go to socialmediamakeover.org, and it's just going to be completely free. You can just see, this is where I'm at now, and this is what I can do to spice it up and get way more people to follow you.
Cool. And I think by spice, it's like getting more people following is key, but it's like the engagement. I know you talk about the 4 C's and things, but that's one of the things that you're great at is getting people engaged. And engagement it leads to better connection, but of course it also leads to revenue, and that's a big thing for any entrepreneur, is leading to revenue and cool things. So Social Media Makeover?
Socialmediamakeover.org.
So, all right, my man Calvin Wayman.
Thank you, brother.
Way to crush it. Stay relentless, and we need some footage of your past door knocking if you can find any.
I'll see if I can. Somebody wanted to record me once to show their other guys, but we didn't ever make it happen. I'll have to see what we can do, though. Maybe I could just go knock on some doors right now and then just
I think we should do that, actually.
We could just go knock on some doors or something.
Let's do that. All right, we'll see you guys.
Okay, we're gonna go do some door knocking. See if anybody's home. Sometimes they take a while to answer. Anybody home? Sometimes you just got to be super relentless. Hello? Anybody here? I think somebody's in the bathroom. Hello, sir?
What you doing here?
Get the hell out of here!